Gypsy Rose Blanchard went live this weekend with Jeffree Star.
Gypsy Rose went live with me.
Tell now. Did she battle you?
No. People kept being like, she wants to collab, and I'm like, Jeffree Star Cosmetics is not collabing with her. We're not doing it this year.
Jeffree Star went in on Gypsy Rose on the live. Y'all gotta watch this.
Oh dear, look at the chat. Oh.
Who is it?
Gypsy.
Yeah.
I'm a little busy tonight though, but hopefully I can collab with your mother.
Oh, dear.
Can't bring me down. I'm on a high right now. I'm living my best life, and y'all can't take that from me.
And the D is
Fire!
Jeffree Star just hit Gypsy Rose Blanchard with a clapback so savage, the entire internet is still gasping for air. If you thought Gypsy's post-prison influencer era was going to be a smooth ride, think again, because Jeffree just made it very clear that he wants no part in it. And the way he did it, let's just say if words could burn, Gypsy might need a fire extinguisher. Now, if you haven't been keeping up, here's the backstory. Gypsy Rose, fresh out of prison, has been on a mission to establish herself in the influencer world. And believe it or not, one of the first big names to give her any real attention was none other than Jeffree Star. He engaged with her on TikTok, even hopping on a few lives with her, making it seem like he was down to help her navigate this new digital world. But fast forward to now, and that friendly vibe completely gone. So here's what went down. Jeffree was chilling on TikTok Live with a bunch of other influencers, just another casual night full of banter and chaotic energy. Then, out of nowhere, Gypsy slides into the chat with a simple request, a collab. Now, on paper, this isn't a wild ask. She's trying to build her platform, and collaborations are the name of the game. But Jeffree's reaction? Yeah. It made it painfully obvious that working with Gypsy is not on his 2024 bingo card. Instead of ignoring her or giving a basic response, Jeffree took a moment, a dramatic pause that said everything before he even opened his mouth. Then, in classic Jeffree fashion, he dropped a response so cold it could freeze the Wi-Fi signal, "Maybe I can collab with your mom." Now, let's just unpack that for a second. Gypsy's mom, Dee Dee Blanchard, was the woman she conspired to have murdered, the same woman who subjected her to years of medical abuse in one of the most shocking cases of Munchausen by proxy the world has ever seen. So, yeah, Jeffree didn't just decline the collab, he torched it, stomped on the ashes, and walked away without looking back. And, as expected, social media exploded. Some people were laughing, saying this is just typical Jeffree Star, blunt, unfiltered, and always pushing the limits. Others were calling it cruel and unnecessary, arguing that no matter what you think of Gypsy's influencer career, bringing up her mother in that way was beyond messed up. So now the big question, did Jeffree take it too far, or was this just another day of him being his unbothered, no-holds-barred self? Let me know what you think, because this one, yeah, it's messy. Oh, and while you're here, don't be shy. Hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. I've got more tea than a Starbucks on a Monday morning, and you're officially invited to the spill session.
Oh dear, look at the chat. Oh.
Who is it?
Gypsy. I'm a little busy tonight though, but hopefully I can collab with your mother.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, we can either do Uno or the Ouija board. You pick one. Uno, draw for word.
When Jeffree Star goes in on you, I have not been the biggest Jeffree Star fan. But that right there was iconic. Okay, Jeffree, he said, I don't play with murderers. But I can play with your mom.
Jeffree didn't just cross the line, he obliterated it, cracking jokes about a crime so horrific that even the most unbothered audience members had to pause. But while some cringed, others ate it up, proving that when it comes to ruthless humor, Jeffree knows exactly how to keep the spotlight on himself. It all went down when the conversation took a sharp turn to Gypsy's past, the kind of past most people wouldn't dare bring up in casual conversation. Specifically, the crime she was involved in where she planned the murder of her own mother. A painful, traumatic memory that Gypsy has been trying to move past, but one that Jeffree had absolutely no hesitation dragging into the spotlight for the entire audience to hear. And just when you thought he was done, he doubled down with another jab. How about we do an Ouija board session? A comment that, for Jeffree, was likely just playful banter. But considering Gypsy's history, the implications were way darker. Gypsy's past isn't just some old scandal to joke about. It's a deeply painful chapter of her life that people still struggle to wrap their heads around. But the audience, they were loving it. Jeffree's fans flooded the chat with laughter, hyping up his unapologetic humor and praising his brutal honesty. It was clear that this wasn't just about making a joke. This was about putting Gypsy in her place, reminding her and everyone watching just how far he was willing to go for a punchline. So the real question is, was this just Jeffree being Jeffree, or was there something more sinister behind his words? Because whether you found it hilarious or downright cruel, one thing's for sure, Jeffree knows exactly how to get people talking.
So Jeffree Star typically does battles on TikTok where he goes on and his followers send him gifts that equate to money. Well, he went live with Gypsy and he was asking all of his followers to send her big gifts, and it worked. So one follower in particular, Eugene Yakuni, ended up sending her a lion, which is basically a $400 gift.
Gypsy might be out here trying to reinvent herself, but Jeffree Star, he's making sure she knows she's not welcome in his world. And let's be real, this isn't even the first time he's taken a jab at her. If you thought his latest shade was brutal, just wait, because last year, he went scorched earth on her during his appearance on Tana Mongeau's canceled podcast. At the time, there was buzz about a potential collab between Jeffree and Gypsy, a move that some thought could help her break into the beauty industry. But when the topic came up, Jeffree shut it down instantly. And this wasn't some PR-friendly, not right now type of response. He made it crystal clear that he had zero interest. But he didn't stop there. Oh no, Jeffree doubled down with some of the coldest shade we've ever seen, flat out saying that his makeup brand doesn't collaborate with unalivers. The audacity, the savagery, the absolute lack of remorse. And considering Gypsy's past and how hard she's been working to reshape her public image, that had to sting. But hey, if there's one thing about Jeffree, it's that he doesn't hold back.
Gypsy Rose went live with me.
Tell now. Did she battle you?
No, we just had a good conversation. People kept being like, she wants to collab, and I'm like, Jeffree Star Cosmetics is not collabing with a murderer. We're not doing it this year.
What started as a friendly TikTok connection has now spiraled into full-blown shade. And let's just say Gypsy Rose Blanchard is not amused. Jeffree Star, who once showered her with support, just threw a direct reference to Gypsy's infamous past, reminding everyone of the tragic crime that put her behind bars. And yeah, it was as messy as it sounds. So, how did we get here? Let's break it all down. When Gypsy first got out of prison, the internet was mostly on her side. After all, she was widely seen as a victim of her mother's extreme abuse and manipulation. Jeffree Star was one of the many public figures showing her love, even hopping on TikTok live with her to chat, offer words of encouragement, and of course, a signature Jeffree Star makeover. The two even exchanged numbers, and there was talk of possible collaborations. At the time, it seemed like Jeffree genuinely wanted to help Gypsy rebuild her life and online presence. But fast forward, and that goodwill, completely out the window. Jeffree took a sharp turn, making a comment that left no doubt he was willing to be downright savage toward her. While Gypsy hasn't fired back yet, the internet is already in full debate mode. Was Jeffree just being shady for entertainment, or did he cross a serious line?
Frankie!
These are freaking cool.
That was awesome. I know this app has really wild gifts. The animations are just.
Thank you so much.
It's so fun learning because there's a lot to it, and it took me a minute to get the hang of it.
Yeah. And they're just so fun to watch too.
They
They
are. I get enamored with it.
I know. I do too.
If you guys are new to TikTok or watching Gypsy, you guys see how it says 1.1 above or below my name? Those are how many people have tapped or how many times our screen's been tapped. So when people double tap the screen, you guys, it does share out the live. TikTok pushes it to the top. And I have the most likes or taps on anyone's live ever. We broke all the records for the app. That was only like 2 weeks ago too, which is wild. Thank you. Yes, y'all, the iconic Gypsy Rose is in the building. Everyone send her a gift, say hi. Yes. Look at all the diva hats.
Wait, Jeffree, I got a surprise for you.
Oh yeah, I gotta bring Dora.
I'm gonna bring our mom.
Oh my gosh! Who is that sweet baby?
This is Aurora Grace.
Aurora! That is such a pretty name.
She.
Gypsy, I have 7 Pomeranians. I don't know if you saw that already.
Yeah,
7.
you have a couple. I was like, oh my goodness, I can barely handle one.
Yes.
She's old. She's about 8 or 9 now. So
Yeah, my oldest is 9.
she's not old, but
Yes, Karen, thank you. Everyone's sending Gypsy gifts, thank you. Tell your sister you're the gift queen now. Look how many gifts she's gotten, over 100K.
I gotta get on here.
No, my friend really does make a living. She battles and goes live every day on here. I mean, 7 days a week. People not everyone can do that, but that's her. And she makes 6 figures every month on here. It's wild.
One minute, Gypsy Rose Blanchard was the internet's newest redemption story. The next, she was back under the microscope, but this time not as a victim. Jeffree Star, who initially showed interest in collaborating with Gypsy, has now flipped the script, mocking her in a way that has people raising their eyebrows. So, what changed? Was this a case of personal betrayal? Or is Jeffree just playing the game of public perception? When Gypsy was first released from prison, public sympathy was at an all-time high. After years of enduring her mother's abuse under Munchausen by proxy, she was seen as a tragic figure, someone who had survived unimaginable circumstances. Her story wasn't just true crime fodder, it was a social media phenomenon. And with that came a platform. Gypsy wasn't just free, she was famous. And in the influencer world, fame, especially controversial fame, is currency. Jeffree Star, like many influencers, saw an opportunity in Gypsy's viral moment. At first, it looked like a potential alliance. Gypsy was rebranding herself, and Jeffree, no stranger to scandal, seemed to offer an in. The internet loves a comeback story, and Gypsy's was tailor-made for engagement. But the internet also loves a downfall. As time passed, the narrative around Gypsy started to shift. New details about her involvement in the crime surfaced, and suddenly, the public wasn't so sure if she was just a victim. The sympathy she once had began to fade, replaced by growing skepticism. Was she manipulated, or was she more complicit than people wanted to believe? And just like that, the tide turned. With the public no longer fully on her side, Gypsy became more of a liability than an asset. That's when Jeffree's attitude started changing. In a recent live session, he casually threw shade at Gypsy, making jokes that weren't just petty, they were pointed. He referenced her past crime in a way that felt less like dark humor and more like a direct dig, a signal that any goodwill he once had towards her had evaporated. The message was clear. Whatever potential collaboration had been brewing between them was dead in the water. What started as an influencer power play had turned into full-blown public humiliation. And for Gypsy, it was another painful reminder that she couldn't escape her past, no matter how much she tried to rebrand. So, why the sudden switch up? Was Jeffree genuinely put off by Gypsy's shifting public image? Or was he just making a calculated move to distance himself from controversy? One thing's for sure, in the world of influencers, alliances are temporary, but public takedowns are forever. What do you think? Did Jeffree betray Gypsy, or was this just another example of influencers using and discarding people when they're no longer beneficial? Let's talk about it in the comments section below.
Has Gypsy Rose unlocked a new character? GRB is not one to shy away from role play. We've seen plenty of characters like Demona, Ruby, Candy, Kitty, and Bella. GRB has shown us a history of being performative and playing a character, like when she played a sick child as an adult at Disney World, telling them it's her birthday and she's a Make-A-Wish star. But some people are quite concerned. As they saw the new look, it reminded them of this person. Somebody even mentioned that the haircut reminded them of 2023 Kim Kardashian, Instagram's face of social justice and prison reform. She's proven time and time again her excellent ability to embody these characters and play these roles, that like any good actor, the world is her stage.
With Gypsy's narrative unraveling, public sympathy started fading. And when someone's image takes a hit, you can bet there's always someone ready to twist the knife. And that's where Jeffree Star comes in. Never one to shy away from controversy, Jeffree saw an opportunity to jump in and make some scathing remarks. Whether it was just his signature unfiltered attitude or a calculated move to stir the pot, his comments about Gypsy sparked major conversations online. Jeffree has built his entire brand on being unapologetically blunt, thriving off of drama and controversy. He knows exactly how to keep his name in the headlines, and this situation was no different. With Gypsy's public image in decline, taking shots at her became an easy way to get people talking. But was he simply making jokes, or was he intentionally mocking her downfall for his own benefit? This raises a bigger question about internet culture. Do we build people up just to tear them down? Is Gypsy just the latest victim of this cycle, or did she contribute to her own backlash?
She just said something that sounded like hi. I know it was a coon, but it kind of sounded like hi. You got a lot to say, huh? Oh, yeah. And then what happened? Oh, you're so tired now. Okay. Uh-huh. You in a very talkative mood, baby girl.
And in Jeffree's case, is he just saying what everyone else is thinking but too afraid to voice? Or is this yet another instance of him profiting off someone else's controversy? All right, what do you think? Did Jeffree take it too far? Or is this just the reality of the internet today? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from you. And hey, if you're loving this drama, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and double tap on the videos you see on screen to keep the tea flowing. Click on one of the videos and I'll catch you in the next one.